So today we're gonna be working on the poses, the sketching out the poses. I'm gonna show you what we did last week, or what I did last week. So in this, I'm just getting the timing down, just to get the idea of the beats, and as well as animating the camera. So the whole thing, this whole thing of this scene is gonna loop. He's going through an obstacle course, and since we got the timing, I'm gonna start doing the poses. And I'm going to show you how I did it. So this is my scene. Let's open up grease pencil right here. Wait, not this one. Yeah, just to show it, but then we have the sketching out here. Alright, so now we're gonna be sketching out just the key poses first. So how do you identify key poses? They call them action figure poses. It's the pose that if you print it on an action figure would look good. So which one would it be? I would say maybe this one. Is my pen working? New layer. Cool. Okay. Yeah, this pose where he's the John Woo shooting backwards kind of move. I might probably want this sliding down pose where he's sliding down like this. Maybe this pose where he's landing like this. I probably want this one as well. This is because this is my first pose in the scene. And this one, let's see, up here I think. Yeah, this one right here and this one right here. So these poses are like the mouse, the kind of placement on the map of where the character is gonna be. Yeah, of where the character is gonna be at. So let's start. I'll probably start with the first pose. So with grease pencil, if you haven't used it, it's pretty straightforward. When you draw on it, you get all these lines. You can undo them just like a normal undo way. Maybe it's Control Z, maybe it's Z. I'm not too sure, but you can figure it out. Okay, let's try to get that pose first. I want to hide this ball. It's kind of annoying. So let's put them in a layer. Okay. Pen. I think it's right here somewhere. Wait, let's make it invisible. Like this. Like this. Yeah. Okay, the wire is good, I guess. Okay, let's draw on this thing. So your drawing doesn't have to be very good. It's just more of a line. It's just a line of action. So I know he's going to be in this jumping up pose like this. His head looking down. He's up in the air and he's getting ready to land. Right, this pose. If I remember in drawing kind of tips is to make sure there's a flow of action going on. So even though this drawing is not very good, but you see a flow of action, and you get what he's doing, what kind of pose he is doing. Right, I'm happy with that. And let's follow our ball. So let's get this pose. Where he's sliding down. Let's see. His arms. How would he? This? Yeah. His arms out here like this. Yeah, something like that. We'll see what happens. So you see there's a kind of onion skin thing going on here. Yeah, this thing. This is your onion skin. Alright, so if you turn this off, then you won't be able to see your past one, and this is your forward one. Pretty straightforward. Not sure what this is. I think it's to move. Oh, okay, to export. Never mind. That's to import and export your sketches. So this is when you squash. Jumps up in the air. He shoots. Let's try the first last. I think this is the first shot. Just put the pose here. How does it look like? John Woo style kind of thing. So he doesn't have guns, but he has hand blast, like Dragon Ball key energy blast things, typical anime things. His legs. How does his leg be? Like that? Yeah, maybe. It doesn't have to be very accurate, but make sure that it can kind of see. Last. Oh, shoot. Okay, then we have another one here where he lands cool like. You can always move these sketches around. It doesn't have to be, the timing have to be exact. But just follow the ball, and you can start with that. Right? We're gonna do one thing at a time. Let's see how should we pose a 3-point landing. The typical 3-point landing stuff. It's cheesy, but it works. The 3-point landing. It still looks cool because if you try to change it, it doesn't look the same. But I noticed like in movies they try to kind of tweak the 3-point landing a little bit just to make it less typical. I think the one I saw was what's that? Catwoman in Injustice. It wasn't actually a 3-point landing. It was more of a like kind of a squat, like with legs together. It doesn't matter. Let's not look at it. But it looks something like this. This is a back view, like side view. Okay, let's say a side view. Switch to like this. Just squatting like this, and both hands are down. Like so, side view just looks like this. Just almost squat with your legs together. Or what? Black Panther. He was squatting, kind of like on all fours, like an actual quadruped. Because you could have made him land in the 3-point kind of landing, but it was landing kind of like this, just on his knees, just the ground, kind of like that. And he was looking forward, and the camera was right here. I think you saw it. You probably see it in the trailer. The movie's not out yet. Yeah, the movie's not out yet. Yeah, you saw it in the trailer where I think it's the last shot where he lands on all fours, and he looks cool. So there's still ways to kind of tweak it around, but I haven't found it yet, so I'm just gonna stick with the 3-point landing. And I'll just let my timing and my smears sell this animation. And then okay, let's see, from here he's gonna jump back-handspring. I won't do that yet. Let's add a pose here. Yeah, I think he's cutting too short by being at the edge of the frame. Okay, it's not too bad. Okay. Oh, they stick on the wall. Let's hide this for a second. I think we'll just kind of when it's up in the air here, he would stretch down and then stick to the wall. Like this. Both hands on the wall. Following the flow, one leg bend, and maybe 2 legs bend. Let's see. Okay, I'll just stick with this for now. Gonna slide down. Oh, that's fast. He's gonna land here, and he's gonna slide as well. Okay, let's try to change this 3-point landing a bit. Because this is going to be another 3-point landing. So I don't want to have just a bunch of 3-point landings. We already have one here. So here I I want to change it up somehow. Alright, let's try this out. A different type of 3-point landing. Hide it. Now, let's change that a bit. Like this. This is what we had before. Both hands back. Maybe, we'll see. Let's put this for now. This is when he jumps and grabs the hit. Let's put in this pose first. This grabs the hit, anticipate up to slam the head down. I want to do it at the last frame where he's anticipating, because the next frame he's going to be slamming it down. So yeah, let's put it here. Hit, he's looking down towards the sentry, grabbing its head. This is hit. Right, another arm. Let's look at some reference, because I don't know how he was gonna be throwing that thing. So I think it'll be like a baseball pitch when it's winding up like that, like this. Oh, this is when he's throwing. I mean, baseball pitch has pretty interesting poses. Look at this. Because it's a little tricky when because when you're in the air, right, it's very tough to throw anything, like a punch or throwing things even. So if you look at Dragon Ball Z when they are just punching in the air, like, it makes no sense. But then again, it's anime, so you can't really compare with that. So I think it's more of like twisting the hips and the shoulders back at the same time, so they're both pointing back. So the legs will be pointing back. It's a weird pose though. Right. I think this works, because then you get this big line going down like this. Let me just clean this a little bit. Right. Let's just hide the other arm first. If I put the arm here. Okay. Pose, and it's gonna throw it down. I won't do that pose yet. I won't sketch it out yet. So trying to keep this organized. Don't jump around. I have a bad habit of adding too much details on the drawing. So this kind of recordings, right, it actually helps me not spend too much time going back and forth with things. Always stick to one thing at a time. Oh, another 3-point landing here. Okay, how is he gonna do this one? Dash. I think he's gonna dash like this way, and he's gonna do a front roll, and he's gonna land on his feet, and he's gonna slide really cool. see what I can come up with. Like this. Yeah, this creates a different variety. So he has this is his back arm, left arm, and this is his right arm. Hit right here. This leg. This leg can be the right leg, and this leg could be the left leg. I would think this opposite, because whenever you're trying to balance, like when you walk slightly, you always try to counterbalance. So by twisting the shoulders, you twist the hips in the other opposite direction. So this could be the right leg, or I'm gonna try on the ground first. Yep. Oh Jesus. So. Yep, opposite leg definitely feels more natural. So yep, I'm gonna stick with that. Alright, another key pose here. Let's see. From here, he's gonna jump onto this spot. And let me just do this one first. Just let me lay out all these poses. Alright, so now I'm just thinking on how he's gonna look like when he's up in the air. What I have here is just this kind of lame. Because he's just like this, his head, his squat, and because I already have this pose in the scene, in the shot. So let's see what kind of cool poses can I find. Let's do some research. Alright, let's look at this one. Nope. That's not good. Here, attack. Let's look at anime. Air poses, I don't think that's a real term, but huh. Okay, this is interesting. Let's try sketching it out. I'm not sure what to do. Can I do like a Looney Tunes kind of thing? This would be kind of silly. It might look kind of silly. This winding up action. This getting ready to run. So if you twist there, we'll be twisting the other way. Let's put that for now, because I'm not entirely sure. That's why all these sketches are important, because you don't know what you're gonna do exactly. Here it's gonna be similar to what I did on the last one. So he's hanging on, he's looking up this way. Spider-Man pose. Spider-Man inspired pose. 2 legs on the wall. I'll pose this out nicely later in 3D. It'll be something like this. One arm hanging on, legs bend, preparing to jump off. Hands here on this side. Right, he's looking up that wall. Then he's gonna boost up. Here, hang on, grab onto this ledge. Yep. Okay. Straight arms to kind of sell that stretch. So he's really hanging on. Legs bend like this. Something like that. He's gonna pull himself up back to starting frame. Let me set my range so it's more correct. It's 246. How many seconds is that? I think I calculated 246. 30. Okay, 8 seconds. That's fine. Oops. Okay, now that we got our poses. The playthrough is probably not going to be clear, but at least we have something that's like shaky. Interesting. The drawings are kind of like vibrating. Huh, interesting. Okay. Alright, I got my key poses just to kind of set the placement of the map. And then I'll do the in-between key poses that help sell this a bit. So in-between poses would be like I probably want to pose here to sell the arch. So let me just put that there. Key pose. Oh yeah. So let's try to break this down. We know he's gonna slide in this pose and he's gonna get into his John Woo style. But how is he gonna go from there to there, huh? I wanted him to do like a cartwheel kind of thing. Like a cartwheel and twist. That might be too much. No, actually, just a cartwheel I think would be good. Twist kind of looks cool though. Let me see. Alright, let's try a cartwheel first and see how it works. Let's hide this thing. Let me put the head there first so I know where it is. So the head is looking directly at the sentry. Cartwheel. Yay! It looks happy. Suppose looks happy. Alright, this cartwheel. Might look weird. Let's see. Gonna get into this pose and it's gonna shoot. And here. I want to add one more pose here just to get the back handspring. Right here. Yeah, I just realized that the camera is moving, right? So the drawing is gonna be kind of weird. Unless I draw a lot of them to get them in place, because these grease pencil drawings, they're stuck to the view. So if you use the camera, it's gonna be stuck on the camera. If you go to perspective view, it's not gonna be there. The grease pencil. Okay, back handspring. Okay, let's maybe do on this. Okay, I'm gonna have to kind of draw the back handspring a little bit more detail because it's hard to visualize it. Back handspring is he's going backwards. Like this. Right? And his head is here. His hands are touching the ground. Right, so he's gonna be flipped like backwards and he's gonna kind of squash on his hands and he's gonna jump off and land on this wall. Alright, so that's here and squash. It's tricky. How do you... It's really hard to see because you're upside down now. Let's see. Backhand springs. Hit here. And arms bend this way. Then your head. And your legs like this. Bend like this. And he's gonna shoot off. Hit here. It's gonna go this way. Shoot off to the wall. Right? I think that works. Right, let's do this. It's gonna be squashed. That's exaggerated, so he's like really squashed here. Right, this is his spine, and this is his legs bent. This. So I like to exaggerate that the drawings are not good, but you can get the point. Okay, let's add a stretch here. Like a visual cue. Stretch. Let's hit here. This is his body. Feet. Toes. Yeah, there we go. And then he's gonna stretch onto this wall, and let's see if I can add in any between these first. Yeah, probably gonna add one here just to show the sliding. This is gonna be like a slide and kind of getting ready to squash. So I think he'll be kind of squashed up like that. And his hands, that's just exaggerated, so his hands are behind him because overlap actions and things like that. Everything doesn't move at the same time, so usually I like to use the hands to kind of delay it. So I delay the hands here unless it's necessary. Maybe he's pushing off the hands, then it's exactly the same thing. I mean, like if he's maybe punching, then different story. He's leading with the hand. But jumps, usually it's leading with the hips. Okay, from here. Right. Okay. How's he gonna stretch down, huh? Stretch down his feet. He could stretch down with his feet, and then he... This is gonna be so fast. This is gonna be like within a few frames. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 frames. Not gonna read much at all. So I don't think it really matters what I put here. Let's just add a squash pose here. Alright, let's just hit. On poses that are just way too fast, I usually don't care too much about it, so I just make sure it looks like a squash, but it doesn't have to look like the prettiest looking thing. I don't know how it's gonna look like it, but this is what I have so far. And this pose, you're probably not gonna see it. It's gonna be just a big smear that's gonna go across, and suddenly you just see him in this pose. So I'm just gonna do like this, right? Just as if he's diving through his head, and his head just falls off, like the sentry's head, right? He's gonna land the pose. And okay, I wanna show the slide right now just to see how it works. Okay, so I'm gonna draw this pose out. This is the starting of the slide. It's gonna be similar to this pose, but it's gonna be landing. So it's the squash, and then when he gets to this pose, he's kind of like coming up as a settle. So let's see. Let's squash it like this. Head is down here. Legs disconnected. So messed up. I don't know where the hand's gonna be at, so let's just put it here like this. Maybe, I don't know, like this. No, it's gonna look weird. Okay, I don't know, let's just put that there first and see how it looks. So he's gonna dash up, grab the hit. I'm tempted to make him spin when he dash up and grab this hit. How do you do it? He's grabbing on the right now. Grabs with the right hand. Wait, grabs the right hand. Jump up, grab right hand. Spin this way. Spin this way. Okay. Alright. Just gonna grab. Okay, so now you're gonna see his back this time. His pose is gonna be like kind of twist like this. His legs. Yeah, lift the legs like this first, just to kind of lead the action. Oh, let's hide this thing, it's so hard to see. This is his right arm. He's gonna be hanging onto the hip, so that he's gonna twist this way, clockwise to us. Screen clockwise, is that a term? Screen clockwise, like that. And then he's gonna twist and then get into this pose. So it kind of works like you know, like if you're gonna twist this, you're gonna twist one way, you're gonna twist the other way to anticipate, right? So that's what I'm doing right now, because he's gonna be twisting this pose right here. Oops. Okay, this pose right here, he's gonna be twisting from his right like this, and he's gonna throw it down. So to get to this pose, he's gonna be twisting opposite direction, right? So I'm gonna use this opportunity to kind of use this pose as a way to get him to that pose, like that. Okay. This. I'm tempted to draw it again. Okay, let's just draw it again. And I don't want to draw unnecessary things, because I'm trying to find a workflow that saves time. So I don't draw things that I don't need to draw it yet. But I'm just gonna draw it really quickly and just like that, so you could see it get to this pose, and then it eases out into this pose. Then you could throw it down. Wait, let's show the toss down. Okay, I'm probably gonna need a finishing pose for after he throws it. So I think in this pose. Right, so he's looking down like this after he throws it. So it's gonna throw it down, it's gonna boom, sentry gone. His arms are gonna be like here, following the action. And his other arm is gonna be up here, back here somewhere. His spine, like this. Back leg up here like this, and this other leg will be down here somewhere. Right, follow the flow of action. This is his finishing pose for after he draws it, so it's gonna be kind of ow, twist. Okay, I'm gonna draw out these this very long smear stretch, just so that I could get the idea of the motion. Alright, front roll. Okay. Totally forgot what he's gonna do. He's gonna do a front roll here. So he's gonna stretch out like this. So it's gonna be here. And his body his hands and feet. It's got shoes. A very fast front roll. But I'm not sure if this might be too fast for a roll, because it's only like 4 frames. That might be too fast, but we'll see. Front roll. So remember this line of action. All you need is the line of action, the head placement. You can show the body roughly. Right. It's kind of weird that he's front rolling and he ends up this pose, but we'll see. It might work, because I did this before on my Civil animation. I forgot. I don't really know her name. How to pronounce that name? It's gonna be one pose here. Just dodging pose. Yeah. Okay. This is gonna be a fast pose, so it doesn't matter how it looks like as long as it flows nicely. But make sure the head's always looking at that sentry, so we know that what this character is dodging from. My drawings are not very good, but it works. Arms are like this, other arm maybe out like that. Make a sprawl pose like this. Squash up and get to this pose, the wind up, and let's just draw this smear stretch. Maybe he might like corkscrew like that across, but maybe not. He'll just probably just dash forward because it's too fast to read that anyway. Yeah, a lot of times I just kind of just draw a line like that. That's all you need usually. And then when you land here, you'll look straight up. You want another pose up here just to show the arc. Really close to the camera, but I think it'll work. We'll see. Up in the air pose. His arms are here, one arm, the other arm. He's gonna land and grab onto the ledge, put himself up to the beginning. So it looks like. Still pretty vague of what's going on, but you see, you start to add more layers and more layers, right? So it becomes clearer and clearer, but now I'm still gonna add more and more sketches. So right now I'm probably gonna add the in-betweens, so the stretch and squash stuff, the good stuff, the one that you actually sews everything together. And especially where the camera is moving like this, so I'm probably gonna have to add even more sketches than I usually do, because this is my first time working with personal work with a camera and this kind of style with this much camera movements. So it might be a little, well, what's going on here? Oh yeah, might be tricky with the sketching. We'll see. It's experimenting. Okay, so these are. So you see, let me draw a sketch for you. So all these poses, right, just pretty much covers the lines. With all these layers, all these lines. Yeah, like you can see it creates a line of action that you could kind of sew together with all these key poses that I drew. You want to start with that first, just the poses of the arcs and everything. Okay, now let's add the squash and stretch. After I add the squash and stretch, you'll have a much better idea what's going on. So let's see. Slide down here. He's gonna land. Probably not going to use the ball anymore, but I'm going to use the ball anyway, just to kind of show you how precise I usually use the ball, how accurate. Okay. So from here, it's going to squash. I'm just figuring out how he would squash like this. His head's down here. Arms are like that. That's the arm that was placed down just now. Because this move here, he's from sliding and squash and jump, it's so fast that you're probably not going to see it. And this looks like a penis. Let's not make that like a penis. Okay. Squash and jump. Right. So here I'm going to need a stretch. You don't have to follow exactly I have a like a sentry, or just to get the size of the sentry. So I know the ball is going to be touching it, and that means my character is going to be touching it. So that's this. I can always kind of tweak the size of the sentry. Let's see. Okay, it's going to be impossible move right here. He's going to be. This is body, and it's going to be a cover up here. Like it's made of rubber. This is his arm, and the other arm is hidden somewhere here, so we don't need to see it. This is the cartwheel. Yeah, this is one leg, and that's the other leg. This pose. Already been this cartwheel. So joyful. And stretches here. It is here. Arms like this. Yay! I could treat this as my stretch and then do that. Let's move this out here somewhere. Squash here. Squash here. Because I know it's a bit too tight. It's 2 frames, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. So that's why I moved this pose off a little bit, just to see. Because 1 frame apart from each other is way too fast. At least 2 frames is enough, but 1 is too much. Right, so at least 2 frames. Arms back here, legs squash like this. He does like an air jump backwards. Makes no sense, but it looks cool. Okay, shooting 1, 2, 3, shoot 3 times. I think doing the 3 times of the pew, the shoot, he's not gonna really change body shape that much. But I'm just gonna show the overlaps from his body here. So you might see his legs bending and straightening, just to show the impact. This is the last shot. Be the same pose as this one. So let's move this a little bit, and this is going to be his stretch down like this. Okay. Straight heads here, arms up like that. think this leg would land first and this leg would be kind of bent. This. Something like that. Something like that. Stand like this, sentry comes up from here, starts targeting at him. Realize that, so he's gonna jump back to this. So I'm gonna have him anticipate down before he jumps back for the back handspring. This is an impossible move, but I'm gonna make it work because he can't go from this pose and then go to a back handspring. But this is my style. This is smearing. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't have to be, as long as it looks good in speed. That is. I'm gonna have to squash the hip down like this, and then the hips are back here, and then yeah, the hips drops down to the floor pretty much, just to show you visually. Arms overlapping back here. Not this arm. Oops. Jump back, handspring, pump. Yep, I'm definitely gonna have to add more and more sketches. I'm gonna add one more here. Because the camera movement. How does it look like? Try to emulate this as possible. The limiting thing about the grease pencil is that you cannot like select this thing and just copy drag like Flash animation or Photoshop. So that's the bad part about this. But there is a script that can do things like that, but it's not working for Maya 2018 because the guy stopped making it in 2016. So it doesn't work for 18. So sad. I would buy that script. Right, this is the pose where he stretches out from the back handspring. This is where he stretches out. His head's here. Arms are still there just to show overlap action. This way he stretches into the wall and then he's gonna just get into this pose. Right, 1, 2, and then 3. 1, 2, 3. That pose. Slide down into this. Ooh, this is tight. Let's see. 2 frames? Damn, man. Alright, let's give it a try. Just gonna try anyway. So he's gonna stretch down. I'm just gonna make like a standard stretch like this. So it's gonna be here. Arms overlap. So the smear, because it's gonna be 1 frame, you're not gonna see it at all. But it's a quick ninja action right there. Squash, stretch, land, and just whatever this pose is. And you know, I'm gonna redraw this pose. It's kind of disturbing. How's it look like? Okay. Try to draw this one pose again, just to show that he's sliding into his cool move. this. Try to emulate that pose at as close as possible. And then he's gonna jump into this, grabbing the hit pose. Only 51 minutes down I've been recording this video. But the actual animation sketching part may be 40 minutes. Yeah, I think it's gonna stretch in this frame right here. I'm using the ball as just kind of like a rough guide, so you cannot treat the ball as like a bouncing ball. So I mean, like it stretched, then it can go. Like usually there'll be a frame where the ball is still touching the ground, but then it's stretching up like that. But I'm just using the ball just to get the timing, so you have to kind of, you know, tweak it as you did. So from this pose, he's gonna be stretching up. Stretch pose right here. Hit. Yep. Hands. Hands. Probably want to add a spinning pose, so I'm gonna go from, let me try this out, from this pose to this pose, right? And I'm gonna make him spin, and it's gonna end up in this pose, which kind of creates the anticipation for the throw. Let's see, where should I draw it at? Whoa. My ball animation. What happened to it? Oh, that was weird. I add it here where the ball starts going down, so that creates the arc part. That's when he will spin. Okay, now how do I draw it out? Like this. Head is here. Arm holding on to the head. Just create these tornado things. I want to draw this pose right here, this finishing throw pose. Yeah, the downward arm's gonna stretch super big kind of pose. We're gonna lead with the right arm. The off arm, and stretch out. It's throwing the stuff down like that. Like this. His hips are still here, facing the camera. It's gonna look disjointed, but it will look in motion. It will work in motion. So arm and that. Okay. Guys can anticipate screen right, so they could jump straight left. So I'm gonna need that pose. I think here will be fine. How would I do that? Like this? anticipate this way, and then it's gonna do the stretch thing. Now crazy smear. Let's see. Like this. Just a line of just a mess. It might work though. Let's see. Let's hide this. Damn, it's so fast. 8 seconds of this entire animation. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. Stretch here, and here is gonna be. Oh. I think this sketch I'm gonna draw it down a little bit so that it matches up with this. So whenever you have a big stretch, make sure that the tail end of that stretch is always is still at that same spot, you know. So my character is here. His legs is gonna be far behind. It's gonna be still in place, the same spot where it was before. Somewhere around there, you can kind of tweak it, just so that it has a nice long shape. But it might work if you just keep it there exactly. Hard to say. Let me draw a line here first. See if this works. It might. We'll see. You just do everything first. The camera kind of creates the slide for me. But because of that, you have to be very careful. It might, your character might look like it's sliding. If your camera's moving and your character's moving and your camera's moving at the same time, it will just look like it's not moving at all. Like the character's not moving at all. It doesn't look like it's sliding. So, let's see. Maybe I could draw this pose a little further out. I take this pose and copy it. Oops, how do I do this? So you highlight, copy, paste it here. This pose, I'm gonna move it up a little bit. Yeah, AM. Right, so it's gonna jump up this way and land like this. I just realized the ball is weird. Kind of goes up and then it dashes across like that. I'll fix that later in 3D. Right now I'm trying to figure out how the sea jump across. It's a jump standard shuffle kind of thing. It's gonna be looking up on that. Like you just dodged it. Spinning it like this. Arms are like that. This other arm is still behind. It's a lot smaller though than this guy. Make them a little bigger. Alright, that works. So this pose is going to squash down into this pose. Ooh, too many drawings. This pose to this pose. Alright, it's going to squash. Squash pose here. Alright, I'm just going to draw the squash pose. Maybe not. Let's just draw this stretch pose first. A line for just drawing the stretch pose. I'll just draw lines like this just to kind of show the flow of the legs. Anticipate. See, anticipate. Oh, okay. Anticipate like this. It's gonna do some impossible things right here. Anticipate in the air. To wind up. I'm gonna exaggerate this pose a little more. And draw one more pose here. Between two poses. Just for the fun of it. It is gonna make no sense. I'm gonna make him hands touch the wall first. Alright. Then head. Then the rest of his body. So it's kinda like a what do you call like a rubbery flubber thing that shapes. But yeah, let's see how it works. Trying to find a workflow where I don't think too much, where I just kind of go with it. And to see how it works, this is experimental. If it works well, then awesome. You guys get to see it first. This is stretch. Its heads here, arms up, maybe arms down. Let's see, arms down. I think arms down works. So his head's gonna lead, torso's gonna lead. Right, there's a bunch of lines to lead the action. This stretch down into this. Ooh. And it's going to anticipate down. So I'll draw something like this pose, the hanging on pose. Just to show it, keep in place. Big butt, right here. Knees, head, arms straight. launch, and you can stretch to back to the first pose. This is the body and the legs together. Okay, let's see how it works. Alright, cool. Now we have a better idea what's going on. But there's still a lot of things that are pretty confusing. Alright, now the final pass of this planning process. I'm gonna add a bit more detail. So like ease out and whenever he slides, I gotta draw that out because this camera is kind of confusing. No, I forgot a pose here. Okay, where he stretches down into this pose. Let's see where should I add it. 2 frames down? Okay, sounds great. Sounds about right. A lot of this stretchy kind of movements, they use up less frames, but it's trickier to know when to stretch the character because you're working with such small margins, so your miss rate is higher. So let's say I don't need to give an example, but that's the idea. Your less frames means higher misses. More frames means more hits. Yeah, pretty much. Your percentage of misses and hits are pretty low and high that way. I think I should stretch the head like that. Okay. Yep. Cool. Great. I'm gonna slide down to this pose. I think I'll slide down here. Oops. Left knee. Trying to figure out which knee goes. Which knee bends. I think it's either this knee or the right knee. Let's try this knee. I think it doesn't really matter in here anyway. Squash, stretch, boom. Show a bit more. Draw another one with the air time of him getting to this pose. Let's see here. So the head will be now the neck area somewhere around here will be the center point of rotation, center point of gravity. Okay. So the arms will be like here, like this. And this drawing. I laugh at my drawing sometimes because it's just like what the hell am I drawing? squash him down probably more. I don't think this is necessary, but I'll just try and draw this out anyway. Another pose in between 2 frames. I think it's too much. Okay, now I want to try and sell this this kind of shoot back and then come back and shoot back. Can I do it in here, or should I might have to do that in the posing, the blocking pass. I'm gonna try just drawing it out and see what happens. Like a squash pose in the air, just to kind of anticipate the shoot. So arms like this, he's gonna be a little bit squashed, and then he's gonna go to a stretch and then settle into his pose. Then from here, the lower body starts linear action. So I'm gonna have to draw a pose that leads me to this. Right now it doesn't really work. Or I could just draw another pose here. Yeah, I'm gonna draw another pose here. Because of the camera moving, it's moving with the picture, so I'm gonna have to draw this pose exactly like it. As well as I can. And okay. So I can show this stretch. Okay. So now the lower body starts taking over. Ideally I made him land on his back, but it's gonna be rolling, right? Okay, let's see how this works. Okay, it kind of works. Yeah, that's the power of drawings. Okay, now I'm gonna give this a bit more love on the sliding. I mean on that pose. Man, I drew too many frames. It's too many drawings actually, because of this camera moving. So I end up drawing a lot more of the same drawings, and I can't really copy and pose and move them, so I have to redraw them That kind of sucks. Okay, I'll draw another pose. So use the board as a guide where the character was at. I forgot how it looks like. Okay. That hit right here. 3-point pose. Everybody loves 3-point poses, don't we? And squash down, backhand-spring. Okay, let me just bend the arms here. Like that. Impossible bend in the arms, but it looks cool in play, in real-time play. So that's all that matters to me. Squash, push off, land. I'm gonna have to kind of change this a bit because of the arc, so it's gonna shoot up this way. Wait, yeah, that makes more sense. I'll draw another pose here. Fine. I really wish I have that blue pencil tool where you could copy the drawings over and just move it over instead of me drawing it multiple times. It would be pretty troublesome. I'm going to draw another one off the sliding just to show some weight. Guys, in this pose in that spot for too long, so I'm gonna draw another one here somewhere to match this pose, just to get this camera to work. Draw a pose that's exactly like this one. It's a little tedious, but this is since this is experimental kind of way of using the camera, so maybe next time I'll find a different way to do this. Dissipate to this pose. Oh, that's my ball. Okay, there we go. I have to jump up here and then down here. Okay, I'm gonna have this stretch pose here. We will lead with the head. Logic out the window. I'll have another pose here to kind of show the ease out of like when you're holding a pose, you want to ease out into that pose, right? And when you ease out that pose, it's also in anticipation to go into another pose. So this pose right here, let me take over this drawings. This pose right here, it's going to anticipate up to this pose. So I'll use this action as a momentum to go into this, so you're easing out to that, and then when you're about to jump, you ease down a bit more and then jump. And this is happening within 2 frames. Wow. I realized this in a lot of my work where I work very, very tight frames. Like within 2 frames, I'll have another key pose, and then 2 to 3 frames, I'll have sometimes even 1. And the 1 is just for smears, just for smearing. Just draw like a big dashy line and to sell the motion. Right, so you see, kind of ease out into this pose, and then jump out this way. I might have to squash it more, but we'll see. Yeah, this is too high now. I think I have to stretch this guy. Where's the last? Oh, there we go. Up here. It's the head. It's the arms. Too many drawings, right? That. Into this. Okay. This pose and anticipate back that way. You know what, maybe I won't have this pose because I want him to anticipate into this pose. Wait, this pose, right? Yeah, this pose. Right, so this pose and this pose is exactly the same thing, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to change this into this is standard. I'm just checking where the head placement is at. The knees, arms, that. Okay. Erase. And from here to this pose, I'm going to make him anticipate forward just to go to the anticipation. So anticipation to the anticipation. Sometimes you need that. In this case, I'm going to need it. This is moving way too far back. So anticipate the anticipate. Anticipate. Anticipate forward just to anticipate backwards. Ridiculous. Okay. Well, let's see how it looks like. Let's take the ball away. Cool. It works. Cool. I'm just watching certain parts, especially this part here. It's quite tricky to draw spins for me. When the character is spinning, I don't know how to draw it. So I drew things like this and it doesn't really help. So I think I'll draw another drawing of the spin. So there's one at 12 o'clock and then 4 o'clock and 8 and then, you know, that kind of thing. So I'll draw another one in between here and here. And move this back. You know, I better save this. I have not saved this. Okay. 6. I'll draw another pose here. I move this key around just to get enough space for me to draw another pose. So this time, wait, no, there you go. Okay, I draw the box first. Right, the head. Can't even see the head right now. The arm, just to show some lines. What I could do is draw another pose. Oops, no, not keyframe. Okay. Let's see how this works. I'm gonna draw. Oh, I just want to move to the picture. I'll draw another pose of this just to show the ease out to this pose. I know I'm putting a bit too much detail now into all this, but it's kind of fun. And the more detail your planning is, the better your animation would flow. Would work, because you're not spending too much time, not wasting too much time just kind of moving characters around and then moving it back again. You actually spend incredible amount of time compared to just drawing it when you're just trying to get the feel of the action. Okay, cool. Now I have a few more drawings for this pose, so I could sell it better. Let me just tweak it a bit. Oh, no. Okay. I'm going to draw another pose here just to show that the character is not floating across, because right now it looks like it is. So I'll draw one exactly like this. Right, this one I have to move it across. I might not be able to do this roll. I'm gonna have to move this a little bit. draw a squash here. My crappy squash drawing right here. We'll jump into that pose. Oops. Wait. Ah. Okay. Should be further to the left. Okay, I think this is it. I gotta stop drawing too many sketches for this. Okay. It looks cool, but I was just thinking on how do I improve it, because certain parts I feel like the camera's moving too much. You see the camera's moving away while he's doing something cool. Makes it seem like that part when he's throwing it down is not important, which it is, and then it's anticipating over. So this part feels a little rushed for me. But I'm gonna try slowing down the camera. Okay, let's see if we can do the camera. I'm blanking out, man. Okay. Where's my camera? What? I'm confused. Okay, this is what? Okay, now it's there. I don't know what happened. Let's take a look at that again. Grease pencil. Okay, maybe I just need to slow it down a little bit. Which motion is? Okay, translate Z. think it's looking a little better now. Yep. Okay, cool. Okay, now I think I noticed something. The camera, it's kind of sudden, like a sudden smack across. So let's see. Right. Happy with that. I'm not entirely sure if it's gonna work when I pose out the character, but I'm gonna stick with this for now. And as I go, I'll probably tweak it. I'm probably gonna tweak it a little bit more with the camera and the timing. So I'm gonna call this it for the sketching. So the next video that I'm gonna post, it's gonna be on the posing part. So which is the good stuff, the actual animating part. And yeah, I'll just show you how I start posing out the key poses and how this actually helps me speed up my 3D process much faster. Alright, so see you guys next time.